emptiness. Thereupon, the Lord, the Tathagata, demonstrated the method of the perfection of wisdom called the imperishable revolving of the wheel. Empty are all dharmas, in consequence of the absence of own being. Signless are all dharmas, on account of their signlessness. Wishless are all dharmas, because no plans are made for the future. Translucent in their essential original nature are all dharmas, because of the perfect purity of the perfection of wisdom. Thereupon, the Lord Manjushri, the Crown Prince, explained the meaning of this method in greater detail. With a smiling face, he offered his sword to all the Tathagatas and taught this supreme quintessence of the perfection of wisdom, that is, A, the entrance. Thereupon, the Lord, the Tathagata, demonstrated the method of the perfection of wisdom called entrance into the great wheel. The entrance into the adamantine sameness leads to the entrance into the wheel of all the Tathagatas. The entrance into the sameness of the meaning leads to the entrance into the wheel of the great bodhisattvas. The entrance into the sameness of all dharmas leads to the entrance into the wheel of the true dharma. The entrance into the sameness of everything leads to the entrance into all wheels. Thereupon, a bodhisattva explained the meaning of this dharmic truth in greater detail. Smiling, he revolved the adamantine wheel and taught the quintessence of the doctrine called the entrance into all adamantine wheels. Hum. Worship. Then the Lord, the Tathagata, demonstrated the method of the perfection of wisdom called the foremost of all acts of worship. The fact of raising one's thought to enlightenment is the prosperity-promoting ritual for the worship of all the Tathagatas. The fact of sheltering the whole world of beings is the prosperity-promoting ritual for the worship of all the Tathagatas. The assumption of the true Dharma is the prosperity-promoting ritual for the worship of all the Tathagatas. The effect of the writing of the perfection of wisdom, of dictating it, bearing it in mind, of teaching, reciting, developing, and worshiping it, is the prosperity-promoting ritual for the worship of all the Tathagatas. Thereupon, the great Bodhisattva, Gajana Ganjna, explained the meaning of this method in greater detail. Smiling, he taught the quintessence of the doctrine called the fruitful sacrament of all deeds. Om. Frenzy. Thereupon, the Lord, the Tathagata, demonstrated the method of the perfection of wisdom called the womb of the cognition for the disciplining of all beings, which is the assumption of the fist of cognition. From the sameness of all beings, the sameness of frenzy. From the fact of disciplining all beings, the fact of the disciplining of frenzy. From the true dharmic nature of all beings, the true dharmic nature of frenzy. From the adamantine nature of all beings, the adamantine nature of frenzy. And why? Because enlightenment consists in the disciplining of all beings. Thereupon, a bodhisattva explained the meaning of this method in greater detail. Smiling, he taught the quintessence of the doctrine called the laughter of Vajrabharava, in his shape as the adamantine yaksha and the seal of the adamantine eye-tooth. Ha! The true dharmic nature of everything. Thereupon, the Lord, the Tathagata, demonstrated the method of the perfection of wisdom called the foremost of all dharmas. From the sameness of everything should the sameness of the perfection of wisdom be known. From the meaningness of everything, the meaningness of the perfection of wisdom. From the dharmahood of everything, the dharmahood of the perfection of wisdom. From the doingness of everything, the doingness of the perfection of wisdom. Thereupon, the Lord Vajrapani, the Tathagata, and all the bodhisattvas entered into the concentration called the sustaining power of the mandala of fruitful sacrament, and taught the quintessence of the doctrine called the sacrament of all that is fruitful. Om.